Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to me, I suppose. This is Sid, recording post-commentary for Nuzlocke Season 7 on October the 13th. Friday the 13th, as some might say. And here we are in another Nuzlocke season. Who would have thought? 2 seasons in a row. How did that even happen? So, anyhow, I hope you're all doing well. And you might be wondering, why exactly are you recording post-commentary for this? Are you doing something special since it's an FFA season and all? And I have to say that this is not the case. So there's a certain story to this. I was not actually home. Like, I was not prepared to be playing this at all, because as some of you might know, most if not all weekends I'm either working or I'm out of town, not able to play video games. But the thing was that Nuzlocke needs a certain amount of players, even if it's an FFA because of the types. And apparently there were some dropouts, I don't know exactly who, but I got called by CAC. He's saying, said we really need someone, can you play? I was like, I'm not home, I'm on a laptop, this house doesn't even have internet. It's a bad time really, but like only if it's super extra necessary. And I think he started looking for more people, they weren't available either. So I turned on mobile data and just, okay, let's play this on a laptop that doesn't even have recording software. That's also why the quality of this recording is not going to be up to par. I think this used the internal game capture in Windows 10, which I mean, at least they have like a built-in software for recording, which is cool. It's just the codec they're using is not great, so you're gonna see some blurry parts, some very glitchy parts later on. It's not an optimal setup by far, but it's also not an optimal solution. And I was here only just out of necessity. I also didn't have a microphone, which is why I did not commentate. I was only here because they needed a body to fill in a spot, basically. So here we are in Nuzlocke Season 7. And, I didn't record the in-game intro, and if you don't know the game mode, then you might be asking, what is special about this season, Sid? I'm curious. Well, the thing is, do you remember achievement hunters, where, like, you get certain rewards for doing certain things in the game? Well, here, the achievements are requirements for transforming the type. So the gimmick here is, like, we're all basically Dittos. And like Ditto has the ability to transform into any type they so wish. But to nerf that, you have to put certain goals and requirements in place so you don't just transform to every type you ever want, or the best type. And so, Nuzlocke seasons or game modes are complicated. I cannot mention them all. Gosh, I'm sorry. But I'm sure there's a description that has all the different requirements for each type. And that's also why you'll probably see a lot of different transforming messages, like having completed certain requirements for certain types and so on and so forth. There's a bit more spam in the chat that way. But, I mean, that's a way of figuring out if you completed that requirement. Because some of them are pretty obscure and not really easy to understand if you complete it or not. I think Ghost is like not taking damage for a certain amount of time. So if you don't keep track of the time, then it's good to have those chat messages in order. And when I started out with this, I originally wanted to like just complete a whole bunch of requirements and like get access to a lot of different types. But the thing is, with my situation, I didn't have proper internet at the time. I didn't really have the option to look at the match post, to like look at the requirements properly. So I just decided to go for one. And the one I decided to go for was kind of fun because it's basic Minecraft survival, and that is normal type. It means like crafting certain blocks, like I believe bricks were one of them, a chest and a bed, you know, certain just things for building a house basically. Drinking some water for survival, like making a water bottle and drinking that. And I think farming to make a cake and so forth and so on, which is why you see me breaking seed, why you see me hanging around with the chickens, trying to get some eggs, all that stuff. And yeah, that's basically what I went for, because that's the one I could remember. That seemed like it made sense. It also wasn't like really beneficial to the game, so I was thinking maybe not many people would go for that, since you know you have to spend a lot of time at the surface to get those resources, and probably people wanted to cave and get richer doing that instead. And there were some types that rewarded caving. So I decided, you know, let's try this one. Let's hope no one else picks that one. And well, you see here, I started making a little area for my chickens. You know, they got water. Don't have a lot of food, but you know, it's got some trees. It got some natural resources. And a little bit of an enclosure, safe space. They got sunlight, open air, you know, a whole lot of good stuff. So basically, I think they're on a 5-minute timer, the eggs. So you just kind of have to wait around until they eventually drop an egg. But you might end up waiting for a little bit, which is what I'm basically doing right here. And yeah, with the situation I was in, I wasn't really thinking strategy, like actually being competent at the game. Yeah, so if you see dark type, you have to be in darkness for a certain amount of time, and I'm bright sunlight, so that's not gonna be happening anytime soon. Yeah, nothing too exciting is gonna happen this episode, I'll be honest with you. So I was thinking, I'd use this opportunity for post commentary to just bring a general life update. Because I will make this clear right now. For the rest of the year, maybe for months to come as well, I will probably not be playing any rounds. You will not see any videos, any episode videos from me regarding that. And the reason for that is I'm part of this new course, work experience course, which in conjunction with my part-time job at the cinema basically means I'm working 7 days a week, which does not leave any time to play any like scheduled game sessions or rounds or anything of that sort. So that is a thing, and that probably for me, I'm fine with that. Like taking a break from this is probably going to be good for me, because I can feel it right now that like the schedule I'm on is really tiring, and it's probably good to take a break from video games now and again. And you know, it's a transition to a different life for a few months, different lifestyle, and that's cool. Now I'll have some life experiences to share later on, which is good. Other than that, I don't know what the situation is with the Save Swapper series. I will not have time to record any episodes as far as I could tell. And Harry has been busy doing other series. He did recently the first episode of Life is Strange Before the Storm, which I also recorded. And it's very good. I actually enjoyed the first episode of that very much. At the time of recording this post commentary, they apparently showed a trailer for the second episode, which I'm not going to watch. I kind of want to go into it with blind, not knowing too much. That's usually how I've experienced Life is Strange in the past, and I really enjoyed it that way, not having things spoiled. So as you can see here, you can see some of the compression, the codec here, especially on the lower bottom of the screen. Maybe there was a setting I could change to make that not happen. I was not that, I did not have a lot of knowledge with Windows 10 game capture. But at least you can see this at all, which is Which is a good thing. I'll take that over nothing. WMC 9. Hi. So yeah, I don't know what the situation will be with this channel now. I don't know what I will have time to do, in all honesty. I might have like a day or a weekend now and again with free time, and I'm not really sure how I want to use that. There is a series called oh god, did I call it? Why You Should Play. I only did one episode on Path to the Sky. It's just a short mini review, I guess, on like me just recommending small games that you should play. And there are maybe one or maybe two games that I think would fit that series really well. Probably won't say it here just in case I don't do the episode at all. I don't want to leave people expecting the series to return. But that's definitely a series I enjoy doing. Feels like it takes a little bit more creative thought and thinking. And just like a little bit more thought into the way I produce the video, which I enjoy a lot more than just these episodes. So that might be a thing I focus a bit of time to in the future. Cause it's something I really enjoy doing, and it just gives me a time to deliberate and think more about certain games. Oh, I'll be back in a few. And I am back. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll put a note on the screen for when I return. That would be the smart thing to do. So if you did not pay attention to the last few minutes, all I did was finish some of the blocks that you need to complete the normal requirements. The brick block and the glass, I believe. And I'm making glass bottle. And oh, actually, I already made glass balls. Cool. Glass panes maybe was the thing. Yeah, could be. And stone bricks, I believe, was one of them as well. A flower pot, with a flower in it. Yeah, it's a cool achievement requirement system. I enjoyed the one they made for normal type. Gives you more reason to investigate the surface and make blocks you don't usually, which is neat. So yeah, to keep it short, Why You Should Play might be back, or maybe some more short form videos with like a lot of thought and analysis put into them, because that's something I've been enjoying a lot more on YouTube, is short in-depth analysis videos of certain media, movies, books, games, all that. And that's something I would like to try. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'll keep it in mind. If I get a good idea, maybe you'll see a thing in this channel. Some good non-Minecraft things would probably be nice, I think. And then, other than that, what has been going on? Very good question. I've been listening to a lot of new podcasts recently. As you might have heard some of my FFA commentaries, I really enjoyed podcasts because it's basically like an audiobook or radio, just something you can put on while you're doing other things. And now recently I've started listening to things that are thought-provoking, and like, yeah, it gives me time to think, either about like news or philosophy or just how humans work, you know? And if I could recommend a few to you, I know like podcasts are a global thing, but I feel like a lot of people I know have no interests in them, which it's okay. That happens. And I also believe some people got the types already. I see in chat, looking at the descriptions, the one in red had been taken, I believe is correct. And I believe once you have a type, you can find the chords to that type, which is neato. But you don't know who, I believe, who exactly has that type. Yeah. So the ones I would recommend, on the media, okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying this is probably not for the younger kinds of, or if you're ready to handle more mature subjects, then that's probably for you. But if you just want entertainment, then this is probably not for you. I did another FFA commentary where I spoke more about the comedy podcast I listened to. You should go to that. I'm trying to remember what it was. Might be in the Sonic War? Yeah, I believe one of those episodes I talked about podcasts I enjoyed there. But this is more about the serious topics like news and philosophy and so on. And so on the media, it's a bit, not exactly long form, maybe medium form, like between 15 to 45 minutes maybe. Just speaking about recent topics in the news, but maybe taking a look at a side that you don't see much in the big news outlets. They recently been talking a lot about, you know, what really caused Donald Trump to have such a successful campaign. Like what happened? What did the media do differently for that presidential campaign? And that's kind of interesting. They also talked a lot about the Puerto Rico and the natural disaster and the after effects of that, and how the system is kind of letting those victims down, those who are really in big need of resources. And that's also really fascinating because they talk to the people who are on the scene, or the locals that, you know, have a different perspective than just the normal journalists out of New York or Washington. Just take it on the big picture, not the small picture, which is very good. I recommend that. They also talk about smaller subjects than just that, which is also fascinating. The other one, the Philosopher's Zone, is an Australian podcast. I believe it might be a radio show. I'm not completely sure. But it speaks on philosophy. Big shocker, right? But recently they've been doing like a mini special, a few episodes on the human psyche, on identity and memories and emotions, just the really big picture stuff about what makes us human in a way. See you next time in episode 2, speaking about podcasts.